Let's talk about the automotive sector and let's talk about the inventory levels. Like I was saying, the argument could be made that this is build-up of inventory ahead of the festive season, which starts in September.
Definitely, Alex. Ahead of the festive season, we see about 2 months of inventory that car makers stock with the dealers. So the period is about 60 days. But even in July, on the 1st of July, or even on the 30th of July, we are already looking at higher than that. So as of 31st July, the inventory level was 67 to 72 days. That's actually 12 days higher than what we see during at the start of the festive season. That's around around Ganesh Chaturthi in the first week of September, continuing up to all the way up to Diwali, so to speak. So those levels are already being seen. That is the problem that dealers are facing. So at 67 to 72 days, you are looking at about 73,000 crore rupees of inventory. That's about 80,000 cars that are still parked with dealers at this point of time, which is why these alarm bells are being ringing. And why I say that's actually ringing is because of the fact that the wholesales or the dispatches from the factory floor to dealerships have actually declined for the first time this year. Finally, in the month of July, they declined by about 10%, while retail sales actually went up marginally about 2%. Because they have started clearing off. So finally, the manufacturers have realized that there is a gap that is present. Over the months, if you see the numbers, April, May, June, July. So there's a substantial gap between what wholesales growth and whether retail growth. July is the first time it actually has reversed.
That's right.
In the last 2 months, it was actually in favor of wholesales.
But 10+% growth in retail sales in the month of July is quite strong. It's positive.
It's quite strong when you consider that the discounts that are coming in.
Sure.
So in the last few months, people like, say, even Maruti given discounts on the smallest cars.
Sure.
So Maruti that's the breadwinner, you know.
Yeah.
So why would you discount on that? Because they are not no takers.
Okay.
So you have Dream scheme that is coming in. Then you have Mahindra putting on discounts on their best-selling XUV700.
Correct.
On Tata cars, even there was actually a discount on the Tata Punch as well, about 10,000 rupees in some circles.
Okay.
So yes, so this is happening.
So follow through on that. Ahead of the festive season, you're seeing a little bit of a decline in demand, seemingly. Companies are forced to cut prices. That's going to have implications for margins going forward. So July, September could actually be weaker on the margin front for a few of these automaker. Would you be able to draw that conclusion?
If you say that the production has gone down in July,
sure,
a similar trend should be seen in August and September as well.
Okay.
Because you're still trying to batch that gap that
bridge the gap
that is between the retail sales and the wholesales. So yes, in terms of margins, you may see it. But it will again recover in the third quarter, which is the most lucrative for them.
Sure.
So what happens is while by reducing production, remember all the car makers have actually reduced their production finally in the month of July. So the small cars or the hatchbacks reduced by 10%, but utility vehicles are still getting produced.
Last question, is it costly from a financial standpoint for auto companies to keep inventories beyond 60 days on a protracted basis?
For dealers, it is the most expensive.
Sure.
Because you have to maintain.
But it's for dealers, it's not for
the companies. Companies ship the vehicles because of the revenue numbers and the margin numbers, because they also have to maintain this. And shutting down an assembly line is not cost effective, you know.
Yeah.
But dealers have to maintain those costs. So if you park your cars at a stockyard, you have to keep them clean, you have to keep them serviced, you have to basically upkeep, working capital increases, which is what dealers are worried about.
You have a point.
Can I just jump in with one quick question? Do you think that there could be further discounts than what we've already seen?
Since we're looking at about 80,000 cars that are parked, we can see more discounts in the small car space, that is the hatchback space. That is your i20s and Balenos, the premium hatchbacks. If the inventory issue spills over into the most largest segment, that's the compact SUVs, that's your Punch, Exter, Nexon, all those, then that becomes a bigger problem because the margins are smaller there, but the volumes are high. But if they have to discount even there, then we are saying that yes, there's a significant problem.
Then the revenue implications become sharper than what they are currently.
And the margin implications. All right, so that's an interesting takeaway. Let's see if that pans out. Of course, we'll have to watch out for the numbers for the month of July as well, or rather August as well, and we'll get some clarity on that. We have to slip into a very quick break. We've got F&O action to talk about on the other side, so do stay tuned.